And no, I wasn't joking in the title and thumbnail. This is the Cammus E-pedal, and like the name would suggest, it has two built-in pedals using these unique pressure sensors. Despite that, the E-pedal has three major issues. So, what are they? And would I still recommend these pedals? I mean, wheel? I don't know anymore. Like I've said in the intro, the Cammus E-pedal has a hybrid wheel pedal design with two integrated pressure sensors built into the wheel rim, coming in at... Everything about this wheel, apart from the E-pedal bit, is based off of the Cammus C5, an already fantastic wheel as I've come to find over my testing. How so? Well, the Cammus C5, as the name would suggest, has 5 Newton-meters of torque, contained into this tiny integrated wheelbase with a 280mm wheel rim to boot. This radical design choice is apparently supposed to help with inertia, and I can definitely say that this somehow feels as strong as my 8 Newton-meter CSL DD, despite its tiny size. Remember kids, it's not about the size, it's about how you use it. The E-pedal, like I said, also shares almost all design choices with the Cammus C5, like its genuine carbon fiber faceplate, its 10 RGB rev lights, 3-digit 7-segment display, 3 nice rotary encoders, its 20 plastic buttons, and these 2 tiny paddle shifters on the back. And, of course, the 2 pressure sensors on the wheel rim itself. These 2 can also be adjusted a fair amount, as I'll show later. Turning around to the back, you'll be able to see the E-pedal's incredibly cool motor design as well as its ports, consisting of a USB-B port for the data transfer, a male XT60 connector plug, and a fan port. The E-pedal also has the unique quirk, of course, being its size. So if you purchase their $50 table clamp, you have the unique ultra portability that this wheel possesses. Not to mention that if you're disabled or have little leggies, like my little brother, you'll find this a great substitute. Now, this doesn't come without its flaws though, one of which being its ultra sensitive sensors, though I will dig deeper into that later. Before then, let's get into the unboxing portion of the video. Now, I wasn't expecting much, though Cammus have honestly really shocked me with their nice and thoughtful packaging, with a similar approach to their C12, review on that soon. The E-pedal comes boxed in this really nicely printed black box. Packaging may vary as this was a test unit, with nice and thick packing foam keeping everything in place during shipping. Upon opening the box, you're met with a nice quick start guide / manual, along with the E-pedal and a white box containing all of the extras like the cooling fan, mounting screws, power supply, and Cammus branded T-mount brackets. The build process is relatively simple following its manual. The next step is to plug it into your computer, download the Cammus software from Cammus's website, and update the firmware. The entire process is great, but that doesn't mean the software will be as good. So, is it? Well, I'm happy to report that setting up not only the E-pedal's pedals and also the Cammus C5 are both an absolute breeze, with many options for customizing this wheel such as full control over the rev LEDs, force feedback effects, and of course the E-pedal. Additionally, you're able to adjust not only the E-pedal's dead zones on both the top and bottom, but also the pedal curves. This is also paired with a pretty user-friendly interface, with my only major gripe being its rather, at times, nondescript descriptions. Like you push the E-pedal, how about you push the subscribe button? It helps me out a bunch with the algorithm and pushes me to create more reviews on Simpulse. Thank you. Now, because the Cammus E-pedal is based off of the C5, it not only shares its fantastic force feedback, but also its, albeit mediocre, customization. While I've seen reports of strange force feedback in the past, it seems that Cammus have completely ironed out all of the kinks and it shows. When going through corners, there's plenty of resistance. You can feel the road beneath you, all the bumps and hops the car experiences, and even in some simulators, I've been able to feel the car's tires folding over themselves. Pretty cool stuff. And while drifting or rallying, this wheel is great as you're able to flick the car around with the C5's really nice, not sure if it's genuine or not, 280mm leather wheel rim. My only issue with the wheel rim itself is the fact that it's D-shaped, meaning that in some situations grabbing the wheel can be a bit awkward, though this isn't the end of the world as the D shape isn't too deep. Now we reach the E-pedal, and oh boy do I have some feedback for Cammus. Let's get this straight before I start flaming these. The E-pedal sensors are probably fine if you play Forza, Euro Truck Sim, or much slower paced racing games, but if you want to play say iRacing, Assetto Corsa, BeamNG, or anything of a similar nature, You'll find these incredibly difficult to get comfortable, as the throttle pressure sensor is not only in an awful position when drifting, rallying, or driving racing cars, but it's also very sensitive and likes to ignore inputs entirely from time to time. Not to mention that if you intend on using a handbrake or shifter with the E-pedal's inputs, it's kind of impossible to use the throttle or brake while shifting. I feel this might be a quote skill issue, as I was really pushing these to their limits and trying to go as fast as possible, and I genuinely don't think this will be a major issue for 70% of the target audience. Despite that, I found that in, like I mentioned earlier, slower titles, I found myself having a lot more fun and could definitely live off of these while traveling. But overall, would I recommend purchasing the Cammus E-pedal? Well, that's difficult to definitively say, as if you're a disabled driver or simply don't have the space for a set of pedals, this could definitely be a fantastic option for you. Or if you intend on driving your favorite racing game away from home, I simply cannot see a better option. That is, if you can forgive the E-pedal's lackluster trail braking and throttle control in more intense titles. Subscribe.